What's going on, guys? It is FoxyDude98 here. Welcome back to a brand new episode of my F1 2017 career mode for you guys today here on my channel. We are driving through the Force India here for the Monaco Grand Prix. If you guys do enjoy today's video, don't forget to absolutely smash that like button. That'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And without further ado, we're going to get straight into this episode and let's get started onto it. So as you can see then, we're looking at the R&D tree, and as you can see, we're looking mostly at the aerodynamics. So that is our weakest element on the car so far. Powertrain, we don't need to make an upgrade on that. Chassis, we might make an upgrade on that just to get us in front of McLaren and Toro Rosso on the chassis front of things, and then maybe leave that alone. And then durability wise, we might look into that at further details, but we don't really have any resource points. But as you can see then, we're going to be switching to our old elements here, and because this is the Monaco Grand Prix, these elements, they're going to be fine. They are heavily worn, so there's 3 elements that are over the 75% mark. However, of course, it is Monaco, so power is not something you need around here. So I have decided to go ahead and rock on with a very, very old engine for practice, which is fine because then I don't need to waste it then. So as you can see, the track climatization test is complete. We were 10 points off the purple target. Unfortunately, we had a lot of greens on our lap, but that's perfectly fine. Onto the tyre wear test then, and we were close to the purple. I don't think we did get purple, though we got close. Look, it was increasing all the time. Unfortunately, it is just a green lap for ourselves as Max Verstappen there wants to get past, so I just move out the way to Sandoval. Moving on then to the fuel saving, and unfortunately this one was slightly more harder for myself. I just, of course, with the power being so small, you can see the delta time just increasing all the way through. So unfortunately, we failed the fuel saving test because I think the only problem with doing this tactic in terms of the engine is you've got to be careful with the delta time, because you can see it in the top right hand corner. It's just dropping all the time. I lost like nearly a tenth on just that straight, so you've got to be careful with that. So that is something you've got to compromise, but at the end of the day, I don't want to use fresh engines for this. Into the race strategy though, we're 7/10 up on the race strategy. That one you don't need to worry about when it comes to old engines. You'll be perfectly fine as we come across the line there to complete that and get a purple lap time. So yeah, not a bad practice session at all. Some decent resource points there, and you can see that we are collecting all of our points now, 171 points. And we're going to listen now to the voicemail from Emma, and she's going to give us our objectives for Monaco Grand Prix qualifying wise, and then hopefully we can have a successful time. So she wants us to qualify in P8 and beat Esteban Ocon. Now my qualifying has been very, very poor recently, so I really do need to step up my game in qualifying. As you can see, I'm going to quickly switch to my second element. As you can see though, in fairness to myself, we're at the Monaco Grand Prix and we're only on engine element 2. Which means that we're not actually doing that bad engine-wise, but at least we've got 6 power units there to really help us along in this season. It's Q1 then, and as you can see, we're making the run towards the line there, actually scraping the wall slightly, and we're 1.3 seconds off Sebastian Vettel with a time of 1:13.2. Now, I decided to actually skip this session, and I was P11, and I'm not on the top of the screen. And at this point, I was depressed, but I'm actually in P15, and I have just scraped through into Q2, and Esteban Ocon, my teammate, has been knocked out in Q1. So like I said, when you simulate sessions, the AIs will set flying laps. It's Q2 then, and as you can see, the rain is actually falling, but I have gone out at the very start of the session to try and get the most I can, and as you can see, coming across the line, it's a 1:19.7, 1.1 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo. But as you can see there, the rest of the drivers could only set their lap times on the intermediates, and I managed to scrape in and set on dry tyres, which means that I have successfully made it into Q3, which is absolutely massive for myself for this Monaco Grand Prix, because qualifying is absolutely everything. So I'm really happy that I managed to get into Q3. Into Q3 itself now, as you can see, we're coming around to the second to last corner here, now into the final corner, Antonino's corner, and we're currently in P8 at the moment. You can see at the top left, we've had a couple of laps already. We're going to come across the line though, and across there to complete our qualifying lap. Where's that going to put us in qualifying? It's going to be P7 for qualifying. Do you know what? I'll take that. The amount of qualifying woes that we've had this season, I don't think that's our best qualifying since Australia. So that's a really strong qualifying for us. So I'll take that. So we're best of the rest. It's Vettel on pole, Hamilton, Raikkonen, Bottas, Ricciardo, Verstappen, myself. I'll take that. That's a really strong qualifying for me. And I'm really pleased to qualify high up the order there. So as you can see, we're kind of gathering our resource points, and we're going to be closing in now 1 point to beating Ocon. And as you can see in the team reputation level, we are still increasing our reputation within the teams. And Emma is going to give us our session objectives now. She's going to tell us what she wants us to do in the Monaco Grand Prix. So we're going to have a little look at those now. She wants us to finish 8th and beat Esteban Ocon. let's get into the race.
I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, if we might be seeing a safety car or two today.
Well, you wouldn't exactly bet against it, would you? Statistically, it is pretty common, of course. About 80% of all Monaco Grand Prix will have at least one safety car. And that's despite the incredible work of the marshals around here, who you'll often see lifting cars out of the way just under the yellow flag conditions. The teams will always plan for the worst case scenario though, and they'll be making sure various caution periods are built into their strategy models for the race.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen and a Force India, Felipe Massa and Vettel, Hamilton, Kvyat, Hülkenberg and Daniel Ricciardo, Sainz, Palmer, Romain Grosjean and Magnussen, Ocon, Alonso, Stoffel Van Dorn and Lance Stroll, Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, so for the first time this season, it appears to me that the AIs have actually been taking grid penalties as well. Really nice to see that. My team overfueled me by about 5 laps, and I was not taking that. But we qualified in P7, but due to Vettel, Hamilton and Ricciardo all having penalties for either engine elements or for gearboxes, we're now starting P4, so this Monaco Grand Prix is getting better and better, and with track position so key around here, we might be on for a potential podium. There's only one position to gain, but we'll have to see how this race goes. But we're in a really strong position here, but we're now coming onto the grid too. We've got 4, now 5 red lights for the Monaco Grand Prix, and it is lights out. Away we go here for the Monaco Grand Prix. It's been an okay-ish start from us, but the secondary phase of the start, we're electric compared to Verstappen. We're going to go down the inside here. Bottas has locked up into Saint-Devote, and we're going to come through and up into second place already. What a fantastic start for us here as we make the run up the hill now towards Massenet now as we come through here, and actually just tapping the wall there, so trying to get used to the turning already as we through Casino Square now. Great entrance through there, but a really good start. It's a snap of oversteer there into Mirabeau. Raikkonen 1.9 seconds clear, clipping the wall into Mirabeau there, getting a little bit scruffy at the start of this race. 4/10 now as we completely bottle the hairpin there. But anyway, let's have a look at the replay of the start then, because that was a very interesting start, to be honest. Sorry, so it's lights out and away we go. And Raikkonen gets a great start. Our initial getaway is not that bad, but our secondary phase of the start was lightning quick compared to Verstappen. Bottas locks up, and I think Verstappen reacted to that attack. And as you can see, flying up the hill now, you can see that we're just absolutely sailing through. And actually, Bottas is having to defend from one of the Williams cars there. So I think that's Lance Stroll that he's having to fend off. Let's have a look with Valtteri Bottas then. So off the line, it's a decent start from Valtteri Bottas, but then you can see here, he locks the front right and also the front left. It's a double front locker for Bottas. And look at that. It is Lance Stroll having a little fight with him here. And now running on board with Sebastian Vettel here. Look at the two of them battling, barging and bumping wheels together now as they come through Massenet Corner into Casino Square, and it's a better start there. Let's have a look at Max Verstappen then to hit again. Look at my secondary phase. I'm all over the back of Verstappen, but Verstappen's Bottas locking up and sort of just goes really slow into the apex here. Now looking behind, you can see how Bottas and Lance Stroll are absolutely flying through the top of the hill there. I'm sure Bottas wouldn't mind me calling him Rosberg. I mean, his engineer called him Rosberg in China. On to lap 3 of the Grand Prix now, and as you can see, something I was surprised about. First of all, Kimi Raikkonen has absolutely gone. He is 5 seconds clear at the end of lap 3, start lap 4. But I'm not exactly holding a train. Verstappen's 1.6 behind me, so I'm up into this position. But I'm not exactly like it's not as if I don't deserve to be here. I'm holding firm. In fact, I'm increasing my gap to Verstappen. It's now 2 seconds. But on to lap 15 of the Grand Prix now. Kimi Raikkonen is all but out of my window now. He's 17 seconds clear. He's been gaining or pushing a further second a lap faster than me at the moment, which is an absolutely monstrous pace. And I've got absolutely no pace to catch Kimi Raikkonen. But at the moment, I've got really good pace against Max Verstappen, and Bottas is all over the back of Verstappen, so something tells me that Verstappen is not as quick as me, but if Bottas maybe didn't make a mistake and lock up, or was, you know, not behind me and Verstappen, I have a strange suspicion that he might actually have been absolutely flying and gone off into Narnia and tried to attack Kimi. But at the end of the day, Monaco is Monaco. You need the track position. You make a mistake and lose positions, it really does cost you race long. But on lap 16 here, we're now out of the pits on a set of super soft tyres, and now we can take these to the end of the race because the tyre wear is very low around here. On to lap 20 of the Grand Prix now. And as you can see, we're carrying along on our merry way. And you can see we set a personal best lap, 18.1 seconds clear of Kimi. So, behind Kimi, sorry. So we're sort of like measuring that gap. The gap between myself and Verstappen is 3.2. So we're still pulling away on that front. So we're still doing a stellar job against Max Verstappen. On to lap 23 of the Grand Prix now. And as you can see, I think we've been overtaking a couple of AI cars that are being lapped in this Grand Prix. And the virtual safety car has been deployed. Now, no one's retired from the Grand Prix. So it's quite unusual VSC here. It's come out. I'm not really sure what for. But something's happened somewhere which has caused this to come out. As we come into the new Val chicane, we've got some debris there, and that definitely looked like an orange wing end plate. So I'm taking a wild guess that the only car in this grid that's orange is the McLaren Honda, which I'm guessing then means that the McLaren Honda has made contact with the wall there, and that's pretty unfortunate for the McLaren Honda, the driver. But actually, hang on, look in the top left. Kimi Raikkonen is in the pit for a set of ultra soft tyres. He's made a second pit stop in this Grand Prix, so he obviously is doing the two-stop, and as we can see, hang on a minute, we're actually, oh my god, Kimi Raikkonen's in, we've actually gone past him, what? We've gone and taken the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix. Kimi Raikkonen's pitted, Bottas and Verstappen are through past him, so was Raikkonen involved? It was! Kimi Raikkonen, then the leader of the Monaco Grand Prix, was involved in the collision. Let's have a look here. So Stoffel Van Dorn is getting out of the way, or one of the McLarens. Oh, and the McLaren's got, oh, Raikkonen's got, oh my god, that is so clumsy. That is extremely clumsy from just the pair of them in general. It's Stoffel Van Dorn, so blue flags are waving. So Stoffel's got to get out of the way. He moves out of the way into the new Val chicane, but just turns in, smacks the wall, and then Raikkonen's driven into him, and Raikkonen has lost his front wing. So that second end plate that I couldn't quite see was Kimi. So Kimi made the second pit stop. I thought at that point in the race it was just a second pit stop because he was doing a two-stop strategy. But no, he had to change his front wing, which has given me the track position. And now I have got full control and the lead of this Monaco Grand Prix. And as you can see, we're trying to navigate our way past these back markers here, going around the outside of Lance Stroll into the Lowe's hairpin there. So that's a very bold move, but we got the job done, and we're just continuing on our way. But I actually cannot believe that we are in the lead of this race. We've got 13 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and we might just do something absolutely spectacular. Next up, we've got Nico Hülkenberg, who's kind of just in my way. Could you move out the way, please, Hülkenberg? Thank you very much. Anthony Node's corner, around the outside, and then we're going to open the DRS here to confirm our overtake on him, or to lap him in other senses. But I cannot believe what is going on in this race. We've got a 3.4 second gap, and that has increased to 5.8 now. So we're actually pulling away from Max Verstappen here, but we're now catching up to the back of Fernando Alonso in the McLaren Honda. This shouldn't take us long to overtake him because it's McLaren Honda, for God's sake. It's a useless piece of junk, and he moves over into Sandoval quite nicely there. Gives us the room, and we can carry on our way here, and we can keep pressing forwards here on lap 34. Lap 36 now of this Monaco Grand Prix. We're catching up to Romain Grosjean and Carlos Sainz, who are, I mean, put it this way, like in the Bahrain Grand Prix 3 rounds ago, I couldn't stay in front of these Haas cars. Here in Monaco, I'm leading the Grand Prix, and I am now all of a sudden lapping them. So that just shows you how much I've been learning this game and how much I understand it. Is Grosjean still trying to fight this position? Can you just back off, Grosjean? Thank you very much there. Next up is Carlos Sainz. On to lap 36 of the Grand Prix now. On to lap 37. We've got some yellow flags there on the exit to back towards the swimming pool chicane there. And my gap at the front of the front of the queue is now 17 seconds. That was like 5 seconds a minute ago. It looks like more problems for the front runners then. So into to back we go now. And oh, look at that. Sainz is backwards, and we've got a McLaren Honda who's also involved in that tangle. I think it's Alonso here as Verstappen now he just smashes into Sainz and loses his front wing. Oh, and Bottas, look at that. Very sneaky from Bottas there. Moves in front of Verstappen. Having a look at it from this POV now. So Verstappen and the McLaren, Sainz is spun somewhere. Verstappen then thinks, you're an arse. I'm going to smack your wing off. Yeah, take that. And then Bottas is like, you know what, I'll just take the position. Thank you very much. Now, all of a sudden, they're trying to get back past Sainz here. Having a look at myself here. Bottas sort of just nosing through. Is he going to make an overtake perhaps somewhere? Yep, Sainz, there you go. Nope. Do you want to take the inside into Rascas? No, I'm just going to keep holding you up. And then Raikkonen's lost a bit of his wing. Hamilton's lost a bit of his wing. And Vettel's lost a bit of his wing as well. So something's gone on back there. But anyway, I don't even know. Vettel sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix here on the last lap of the Grand Prix through the swimming pool corners now. And as you can see here, catching up to Ricciardo. And also, I believe that is Danny Kvyat here. Round Rascas corner we go towards Anthony Node's corner, and I cannot believe I am about to say this, but starting P4, we have gone through and we've won the Monaco Grand Prix, my first win in F1 2017, my first win in career mode, and it has come at the Monaco Grand Prix where it is not about the car, it is all about the driver. And honestly, that was an extremely lucky race for me today, and I definitely probably don't even deserve to win that Grand Prix. But at the end of the day, if luck is going to keep coming my way, I'm going to take every ounce of that luck and dominate it with it. But guys, I cannot believe it. We have just won the Monaco Grand Prix, top step of the podium. There we are. Force India wins a Grand Prix for the first time in their history. And as you can see, raising the trophy, the Monaco trophy, the glitz and the glamour. We're going to be partying hard tonight on the boats on Monaco. And as you can see there, Verstappen, unfortunately, will probably be disappointed to take home third after being second for so long. And Bottas, P2, and celebrating there. But there it is, guys. 15 seconds we pulled on the rest of the field. Palmer, Ocon, and Hulkenberg all with penalties. And we lapped a lot of drivers. But guys, that was a really lucky race for me. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we were P7. Hamilton, Vettel, and Ricciardo all had penalties. So that dropped us up, that pushed us up to fourth. Then, as you can see, we're fourth in the Drivers' Championship, actually. And then in the Constructors, I believe we'll stay fourth because we're nowhere near the top three in the Constructors. But yeah, that's really put us... We're only 30 points off in the Drivers' Championship. You know, it's not exactly out of the question yet. And then in the Constructors, we are 84 points behind. But we had that problem. Verstappen, we got a fair overtake from the side of Turn 1. Bottas locked up at Turn 1. Raikkonen had a crash. Bottas, Verstappen, and all them lot, they had a crash, but I was maintaining pace on them. So really, we've had a very, very lucky Monaco Grand Prix. But I don't really care. I just want to race in a Force India, and I will take it with every single hand that is possible on human society. But anyway, guys, that is it, really, for the Monaco Grand Prix. A really, really great race. I still am shocked that we've managed to do it. But there we go, guys. We've managed to win the Monaco Grand Prix, and we have now beaten Esteban Ocon in the driver rivalry. As you can see, 30 points to 20. And obviously, as you can see there, look at that in the reputation level. Ferrari have shot up. In fact, all the teams have shot up now after my first win. And Emma's going to give us a voicemail telling us that the team are approved, are happy with my results. A, because I've just won, and B, because we're in the purple now for the reputation level on the team side of France. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for the Monaco Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed it, drop it a like. That'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And yeah, we've kicked off this series. We've now managed to get our win. And yeah, hopefully we can push on for some more. Take care all, guys. There it is. Monaco Grand Prix win. Take care all. Peace.